Good morning, Colorado House District 64. It's been a week. I think people may or may not have known, last week we released the start of the Second Amendment Caucus in the Colorado House of Representatives. So I will be co-chair of that with myself and Representative Scott Bottoms out of the Springs. This is going to be an opportunity. It's raised a lot of questions. So I think some clarification is that it's basically going to be designed as a safety and education training opportunity for everybody to make sure we don't have the problem that we've had in years past. And it's still going to be there, but I think the ignorance on firearms is so overwhelmingly dangerous to everyone's safety and welfare that something needs to be done. The fact that there's so much ignorance about firearms and the use of firearms, the function of firearms, the purpose of firearms, it's detrimental not only to our Second Amendment rights, but also your ability to carry to protect yourself in any public place. So I'm trying to make this a bipartisan effort so that we can get Democrats on board to see that there is really nothing bad about firearms in the right hands. The fact is, firearms get in the wrong hands illegally. Criminals are going to do what criminals do. If we hold criminals accountable, we won't have the violent crime problems that we have all over the state. We are the third most dangerous state. Denver's the third most dangerous city. It's a horrible place to be for your own public safety because of the fact that we have so many laws taking people, normal people, and turning them into criminals because they own and carry firearms. Meanwhile, the criminals that are using firearms have less and less punishment for the crimes that they're committing with firearms that they obtain illegally. It's harder for you to get a firearm as a law-abiding citizen than it is for any criminal on the street. Those are always going to be there, no matter what you do to restrict ownership of firearms. So just educating people that are blindly ignorant on the issue. So hopefully we get some Democrats on board and fight back on some of that ignorance and be able to teach people just simple, basic, common sense legislation to protect people from themselves, not from the tools that are used by violent people. So anyway, that's going to be a bipartisan effort. Hopefully get out and get some safety classes in, get some tours of firearms manufacturers, retailers, stuff like that. And overall, getting people to go out and shoot at the range. Maybe get a little time in a safe environment with a range safety officer like myself or others, instructors out there to get one-on-one help and education for people. Experience in a safe environment shooting firearms recreationally. Hunter education, stuff like that. But also kind of tying it back to why we have a Second Amendment. That's another thing that people really need to understand. So I think that should be successful one way or the other. We are already building up our Republican caucus in that, but I'm getting reluctance from the Democrats. However, I think once they see what we're doing, some of them will be willing to participate in some of the events we have. We might not be able to pull them in as members of the caucus, but at least get them to go experience a few things to better understand what firearms are, how they function, how they're used safely, and how to keep them as a responsible, law-abiding citizen that owns a gun to protect themselves, or for whatever reason, for recreation, for collection, whatever the case may be. But understanding, that's the main thing, is just getting a common level of understanding. So beyond that, I know everyone's seen, for myself and Representative Dan Wu, we got these flyers going around for House District 64 and House District 19. For my re-election and getting Dan Wu, former representative, back in office where he belongs, and to help that district not get another radical extremist down to the Capitol. So it's going to be a great ride. We're going to just tour some of the areas of House District 64 and House District 19, a little bit outside to take the scenic route. But overall, an opportunity taking a quick 2-hour ride, whether you ride a motorcycle or not. You can also join in with us in your vehicle and just go along the route just in case there's an emergency. It's always nice to have a vehicle with us anyway that can get people to the help they need if a bike goes down kaput or something otherwise. I encourage everyone to come along. With that, we are going to have a little lunch stop at the end of the ride, and that'll be a great opportunity for you to get to know myself and Dan Moog better. We both are going to be there to also collect donations. If you want to donate to his campaign directly or my campaign directly, that's fine, but donating by getting these tickets, that goes to the PAC that's going to be going forward to those, split between those two campaigns. So I highly encourage people to come out, just get involved, get some question and answer time, meet and greet time, but also just a nice day on Labor Day to go out for a ride. Otherwise, other things that are going on in the state and in the district, you may have heard we have a special session that was announced, so we will be going back next week and spending a few days in the Capitol to hopefully work out some issues with property tax. Honestly, we don't really have a voice in the super minority to be able to change anything, but if we can make some sort of compromise to make something a little bit better, we are where we are because of the super majority ruling what they wanted to get across, and here we are. Now they're backpedaling, and I think it's not going to necessarily appease everybody, but it's at least going to be some alleviation on the property tax issue, but fingers crossed on that. Not much else is really going on. I think the biggest news is the Second Amendment caucus. I want people to know that it is not just for legislators and members. We are also going to have constituents and citizens out there with us in these events to be able to experience the same things that we are. So it's going to be open to public as well on a case-by-case basis. So I would encourage everyone to stay tuned. We should have some more up, kind of a website with a calendar of events so people can get involved, and an email that'll be able to get you directed where you need to go to get more information, find out if people are able to attend different events, this and that. So it will be a pretty amazing opportunity for people. It is something where we are going to be paying for ammunition and things like that during our events. So fundraising is important. If anyone wants to donate to that, let me know. Obviously, campaigns right now are much more important to get people elected in the seats that we need them in. But if there's any other organizations that are willing to donate to this cause, please reach out to me. It's not like a campaign where there's a spending limit. This is going to be something where you can donate to this business, and it's going to be treated like a business. It's going to be transparent, cost, spending, everything else. So everything that we do is going to be specifically for firearms awareness and training and things like that, not for candidates or anything of that sort. So it's going to be awesome. I encourage you to get involved if you can. Otherwise, stay tuned because it's going to be worth seeing how this comes to fruition. In any regard, I would welcome people to stay involved with what's going on, get involved with your local candidates. If I'm your local candidate, please get involved in my campaign. I'd be happy to hear people reaching out to find out how they can help in volunteering, donating, things like that. Campaigns do cost money. I want to make sure my seat stays red, my district stays red. We need help of our constituents to do just that. So please get involved where you can, help where you can, donate where you can. And other than that, Armagost64.com is my website. There's a link there where you can donate. There's also a page where you can contact me to let me know how you're willing and able to help. And you can otherwise just learn about me, my legislation, and my background. So thanks again for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next time. Take care.
Every day, taking care of business.